Do you know the comments? They'll probably be like, oh, the girls are cute. If you don't like or subscribe or share or comment, there's gonna be a massive snake in your bed tonight.
So I've come to the centre Parcs with my family. Since starting the business, it's not been often that I've had a chance to properly take time off for a few reasons. Partly because financially things have been somewhat stretched, obviously trying to sign our first clients with also hiring team members. Up to this point I've done a lot of the service delivery myself, which has meant that's obviously taken up a lot of my own time where I've not spent as much time as I would have liked to with my family. We got here yesterday, so today a few activities on. We did actually play pickleball yesterday, which I'll put up a few clips of that now. Today we've got a bit of a zip wire trip going on, but this video is mainly just about balancing work and personal life and how I've been approaching that and how I'm going to be approaching that over the next year or so. Layla, tell me who's the best at pickleball then, in order of who?
So first was you, then it was me, then it was Mike, then it was Richard.
Yeah.
Then it was Mummy, then it was Mandy. Like and subscribe or there's gonna be Huggy Wuggy under your bed tonight.
Just checked the last YouTube video as well, and it was posted 3 days ago. I've gone from 80 views to 227, which is the most views I've ever had on a video. Just taking Layla out to the little stream here. She wanted to come with me before, but needed to get my intro done on my own. What?
You see all the things in the water coming towards there?
We need to go. Another thing that I've realised as well, it's so easy to kind of overlook how important it is to actually take breaks from work, not even coming away. Obviously it makes a big difference being able to switch off, but just taking breaks from your desk to kind of clear your headspace a little bit, going for a walk. Anything I've been able to do to step away from the desk has always had a positive impact on the work that I'm able to do when I am actually working. So I think even more coming away for a few days and trying to switch off as much as possible. Obviously there's still some things that I need to get done in terms of communication with the team, with clients and everything else, but I think stepping away does make a huge difference in terms of allowing you to reflect on what you actually need to be focusing on and even how you can get work done more efficiently, or even just thinking about other ways that you could be doing things which maybe you've not been able to think about when you are just working constantly non-stop. So anything you can do to get out in nature, I find that always helps a lot, even with stress levels, anxiety and everything else, but then also just being more productive and allowing your thoughts to much easier when you take a step back to look at things more productively. One thing I've just been reflecting on a bit is taking time out of work, just trying to get the right work-life balance, because it is difficult when you're trying to run a business to take time off with everything going on, but then also to actually take the time off and not feel guilty for doing that as well. Often running a business you can feel like you always need to be working, you always need to be doing something, and I've found there are times where I've tried to take time off, but it's one thing taking time off, but it's another thing actually switching off and allowing yourself to switch off. Over the past couple of years, not really had any proper time off. I've maybe been on one summer holiday where I had a week off, but even then most days I was logging onto my laptop and getting work done. At the same time, there's no point running a business if you don't enjoy what you do, and for me, working is something I enjoy doing because of the work I am doing. I do like to get work done even when I don't necessarily need to, or a lot of it just comes down to what stage of the business you're at as well. Like, are you at a stage where you're just starting out? If you are, then there's going to be a lot of work involved to get you up to a certain point. Are you in a growth phase? If you are, again, there's probably going to be a lot of work involved at that point. As long as you're having breaks at different intervals throughout where it makes sense, then it's definitely beneficial overall. Because like I've said before, if you're constantly working day in, day out, it's like going to the gym really. You're just going to overtrain yourself. And I've had weeks where I've tried to work 7 days a week. Not necessarily tried to, I've kind of wanted to, but over time I've then found I've actually kind of not burnt out, but I've definitely just exhausted myself, and it's led to me then needing to, my body telling me to take a rest and forcing me to at some point, so I've just had no energy at all. So yeah, I'm quite conscious about taking rest as well as time off now. We're working non-stop day in, day out. It's not productive, because you'll find when you do actually take a break and come back to getting work done, it gives you more perspective on the work you are doing, and even allows you to kind of broaden your mind in terms of the direction you could take your own business. And especially just coming out for walks in nature, it's something I've implemented doing on a daily basis now, coming out for walks. Just being out in nature and being with your thoughts kind of allows you to think bigger. And for the rest of today, another thing I want to mention as well is that there is obviously going to be some sacrifice that you need to make when you're starting a business, in terms of, because there is so much work involved to grow a business, to build a business. There's always going to be things that need to take a hit, whether that's like social life, time with family, even just your own personal time, and even sometimes choosing between, for example, like some days I may think, you know what, I probably can't or shouldn't really go to the gym today because there is important work I need to get done. Sometimes you are neglecting certain areas of your life to get the business to where it needs to be, but ultimately the sacrifice is so that longer term you do have the time freedom, the financial freedom to spend your time exactly how you want every day. And that's the ultimate goal in my eyes. It's not necessarily about the money, it's about the freedom that building a business can give you. Before even starting my business, I'd already kind of started preparing my life in a way where I would be able to just get on with what I need to do every day. So even thinking about like friendships and things like that, I've not got too many. Kind of cut off a lot of friends when I stopped drinking years ago, so that's kind of put me in a position that not many people are in, because I know with other people that do have big friendship groups, they're often asked to go to social events. I've never really had that issue because I've built my life in a way where it wouldn't be. And even thinking about my girlfriend, someone that just kind of lets me get on with what I want to do, and not all partners and girlfriends would be okay with that. So just another thing I wanted to mention on that side of things, that even with someone like me where I've got people around me that allow me to get on with what I need to do, there's always going to be some sacrifice. Even thinking about last summer holiday, my girlfriend's got a daughter who, she's 9 now, I've been in her life since she was 1 year old, and thinking about like her last summer holiday off school, I was in a stage with the business where I needed to put a lot of work in, and felt like I kind of missed out on time with her during that period. And it makes you kind of think there's not going to be any summer holidays with her while she is a kid, because you know, kids do grow up fast. I don't want to feel like I'm completely missing out on being around for her with that kind of thing as well. So yeah, definitely going to make a more conscious effort of taking time off as and when I can. It's definitely something I would recommend for people starting businesses, to carve that time out